One of the main ways to bring your body into balance and reverse sickness and disease naturally is to draw closer to nature.
Salt of the earth, don't complain. Those who know your worth mean the game.
What I mean by that is drawing closer to nature is just another way of saying incorporating nature in all aspects and areas of your life. When I had uterine fibroids, I had the intuitive urge to overhaul my entire lifestyle, my diet, how I approached the world, my thoughts, everything that concerned me, and how I moved about in the world from a natural perspective. Uterine fibroids are, from a scientific perspective, a sign that the hormones are out of balance and functioning in an unnatural manner. Try to look at yourself, your lifestyle, your habits through a natural lens to find out where you can make substitutions that are more in alignment with how nature is designed to function outside and inside of our bodies and our lives, and how we also coexist with the world as well as other people. This topic can go very deep, and it also may not make a lot of sense if you're not used to pausing and approaching your life and how you move about in your world from your day to day in alignment with nature. As women, we are members of what some like to call the divine feminine, although we do carry masculine and feminine traits on a continuum or a spectrum, and everybody falls. Wherever we fall may be very different from the next person. There's no one point that is an equidistant amount from those energies. But one thing about uterine fibroids that we can note intuitively about our energy is that there is definitely an imbalance with the hormone estrogen, and we can also use that pattern from science to help us to backtrack and reverse engineer where we may be out of balance in other areas in our lives, as far as out of alignment with nature, as far as showing up in our feminine energy, showing up as women in the world. And however that resonates with you, this is a very specific but also very personally defined topic from person to person. One woman's feminine can mean something very different to the next. But what fibroids are a signal for you to decipher where things are not feeling balanced for you, and to start to put together an equation so that you feel balanced. You feel like your energy stores are to their fullest capacity. You don't feel drained. You feel heard. You feel like you're fully being yourself, authentically 100%. These are ways that we can reverse engineer our energy, and whether our energy is in alignment or we're out of alignment with our true nature. This whole topic today that we're going to be diving into in today's episode has to do with nature and the importance of incorporating nature into all areas of your life in order to bring all areas of you into balance. So nature is just as much real outside of us as it is within us. And it's important for us to make that delineation and get clarity on the fullest definition of nature so that we can properly begin to make changes, additions into how we function, so that we can properly fuse our truest nature within to our outside world. It's also important to note when we're starting a holistic plan, and I definitely coach my clients on this in private coaching for natural fibroid elimination, authenticity and your true knowledge of who you really are as a being here in this realm involves you understanding that nature is on the inside of you and waiting to be unlocked by you putting living foods and things from the earth in their most purest form back into your body. The body is definitely a temple, and when we approach it that way, with what we allow into all of the gates of the temple through all of our five senses, the body will respond and actually give you the results that you're probably seeking with holistic wellness and reversing sickness and disease. It's very simple, but it's not always the easiest, because in modern America, the pitfall of being modern is there is an obsession with bigger, better, semiconductors, mousetraps, things that can deliver convenience as the bottom line and as the biggest carrot that is being chased here. And when we talk about pursuing holistic wellness, shrinking fibroids naturally, it is completely the opposite of an outlook. And fibroids are actually a call for us to pause, to listen more, to slow down, to not pursue the rat race, to no longer be confused in trying to fit into corporate boxes, to stop pushing yourself so much to achieve what society has deemed desirable, and actually learn who you truly are, learn what your true purpose is, why you're here, in alignment with your true nature. And if that is something that it sounds foreign to you, the more you take in pure, natural foods, supplements, herbs in their purest form, the more you will unlock and detoxify all of the synthetic, artificial, stagnant, false stimuli and the energy that creates, that created uterine fibroids, and you will begin to be reacquainted with your truest natural self. So let's dive a little bit deeper into some ways that I personally learned when I had fibroids, and I use these as tools to shrink them naturally. Let's dive into some ways that you can develop and deepen your relationship with nature to enhance your body's natural reset of hormonal imbalance and boost your fertility, and begin to bring your body into balance, regain control of your womb, and shrink fibroids. And we will get deeper into the many ways that we can draw closer to nature, internally as well as externally. But right now, let's focus on the internal. That's right, on what we're putting inside of our bodies or our temple with this fresh, delicious, and super easy recipe that I made recently for myself and my family. We're going to start off with a purple cabbage. Purple cabbage is a cruciferous vegetable, so it's a great liver detoxifier, liver support veggie, and it's going to definitely help your body to expel excess estrogen. So we're going to grab that. And then what I wanted to do was take some cashews, and I'm going to cover the cashews in boiling water. So just bring enough water to boil to cover your cashews. This is about a cup of cashews, and this is going to be a great vegan dressing for our salad. And here I've peeled the outer layer of the beautiful cabbage, and look how bright and vibrant this is. This is, again, internally going to be detoxing, supporting estrogen, as well as bringing, supporting estrogen detox, as well as bringing a lot of fiber to help the heal and support healthy digestion. But because it's bright purple, on the spiritual inner nature, it's going to help balance the third eye chakra. So keep that in mind. It's always great to cook with fresh vegetables. This is a way to eat and raise your vibration. I know what you're thinking, and no, we're not going to use this entire cabbage. It doesn't take a lot of this. This is a crunchier veggie, but I am going to start by removing the bottom end part off of the cabbage, and then I'm going to cut my cabbage into halves, and I'll probably work with a quarter of the amount of cabbage. We'll see, because I'm making a big salad. So I'm going to go ahead and just slice up some of this and get ready to cut it up into some smaller pieces for our salad. I'm going to go ahead and prep some fresh cilantro. I'm going to use this as a topper on the salad, so I'm going to go ahead and chop up a handful of that. I've already rinsed it. I'm just going to get it chopped and ready now. Now it's time to put together our cashew cream dressing. We went ahead and grabbed the lemon to go with the cilantro, and then the cashews that have been soaking in the water, the boiling water we have here on hand. Okay, we'll start by pouring the water and the cashews into our blender. From there, we're going to squeeze a half of a lemon. Squeeze the juice from a half of a lemon into the blender with the cashews and water. Make sure you don't get any seeds in there. If you do, it's not a big deal. Okay, I added in 2 cloves of garlic at this point, as well as our cilantro, and blended that all together. And then I tasted it, which I encourage you to do, and decided I wanted to add 3 more small cloves of garlic. I added 3 teaspoons of coconut aminos, blended it again, and the taste was to my liking. I encourage you to taste it and add a little more of any of the ingredients as needed. And here's our finished product. This is our cashew cream dressing with a little cilantro and garlic. It's really good, really fresh. Now let's move on to prepare the rest of our high vibrational filling salad. All right, so our next ingredient is fresh tomatoes. I have some organic Roma tomatoes. I've already rinsed them. I'm going to go ahead and give these a nice chop and prepare them to go over the bed of field greens that I've already arranged in the bowl that you saw earlier. Now, some of my favorite fun snack foods that are usually junk food are French fries. So I decided that I wanted some sweet potato fries homemade with this salad, since this is kind of a heartier salad segment. This is a perfect accompaniment to a salad. So I grabbed 2 of my most fresh, biggest, most robust sweet potatoes, and I'm prepping those to make some homemade fries. Some of my favorite things. So the key to making the fries is to get the best quality sweet potatoes, and you want to cut them in half after you peel them, of course. And then also make sure that you can get a nice flat base by slicing the bottom half that you're going to use as your base, so that you can lay it very flat and flush with your cutting board. And voila, I have all of the beautiful sweet potato fries prepped. And the shape is wonderful, I must say. Pat myself on the back. And I am getting ready to coat them in some olive oil. If you want to use grapeseed oil or avocado oil or coconut oil, you can do that too. I happen to like olive oil, and I do still use it in cooking. And here I'm adding some paprika. This is a smoked paprika, Hungarian smoked paprika to be exact. It adds a very rich but mild smokiness. This is some garlic powder, very simple. And then I also added some pink Himalayan sea salt. And then I tossed it all together using my hands. I massaged it and made sure all the fries were coated in the delicious seasoning. From there, you're going to add it to a foil-lined pan. Love that sound. And place it in the oven to bake on 375 to 400, depending on the strength of your oven. You're going to want to watch this while they bake for about 45 to an hour. Halfway through, you're going to want to turn them. Also, make sure that you have a pan large enough to where all of the fries can lay flat and not be positioned where any of them are lying on top of each other, because that may prevent them from getting a nice crispy coating. Just do the best you can. But back to our salad. This is the bed of field greens that I mentioned earlier. I'm getting this ready for my family. So if you're wondering why it's so big, it's because I have a lot of hungry bellies to fill with this meal. If you're making this just for yourself or a smaller amount, is fine. Just reduce the portion size, use less field greens, smaller potatoes, make it work for you. And next, I'm going to slice up some cucumber. I'm actually going to chop it, get it ready for the topping of the filled greens. Very simple, very fresh, very high vibrational, and hormone balancing. Doesn't have to be complicated all the time. You'll see at the end, and this is going to be such a beautiful and delicious meal. By far, the star of this salad today is the purple or red cabbage. I feel like it's a underestimated, under-included food in salads, probably because it's a heartier texture, but it just so happens to be the most nutrient-dense form of cabbage. It's high in beta-carotene, high in antioxidants, great source of dietary fiber, potassium, magnesium, and it's also, of course, because it's cabbage, a cruciferous vegetable. So it's optimized to go in and support proper liver function to help the body expel excess estrogen and help keep you regular for the body to more efficiently move out excess estrogen through the digestion. One of the main things that I love about this recipe is that it's kind of a beginner raw recipe. You know, it's a raw salad for the most part. There is going to be an ingredient that is pickled, so technically I don't know if that's raw. But I think with the dressing that we have, the cashew garlic cilantro dressing being a cream dressing, it is a great dressing to add with a recipe with raw purple cabbage because it holds up very well with the texture and the such a dense vegetable that we'll be eating raw. It goes perfect with this dressing. So excited. Next star ingredient, avocado. Super fertility food, wonderful natural source of good essential fatty acids, fiber, and avocado is wonderful to help you feel full, satisfied, and satiated when you are trying so hard to stick to a whole food plant-based diet. Um, Love avocado. Yeah, I can't say enough about avocado. It's very versatile too. So I'm going to go ahead and get a couple of avocados peeled. This is also going to be part of our assembly on the top of the bed of field greens. All right, the next ingredient is a favorite of mine. Love it in salads, and that is a pickled red pepper. It's been grilled, as you can see. The black that you see is where it's been literally held over fire, and the outside has been, I guess, caramelized or a quick char. More so than a grill, but this is also pickled. You can get this at your local grocer near Pickles and Olives. But I like to slice this up and include it in my salads. It adds a great flavor profile as well as color. So we're going to add some of this to the top of our salad too. And that's really it, goddess. It really doesn't take much to have a healthy, hearty meal that is beautiful and pleasing to the eye, but also beautiful and pleasing to the body, your temple. Take a look at this beautiful finished product. Like, how could you not feel your vibration raising when looking at this and know that you are automatically changing any situation with your health to a more positive, balanced, restored, and harmonious situation. We've layered all of those wonderful ingredients. Now, I don't think I showed you, but I did add in some chopped purple onion and black beans. That's something that I like to add is a legume or, a legume or a bean to stretch and add to my salad meals to add to the satiation and feeling more satisfied and full. And for this salad, I felt like going with more of a southwestern flair, but you could have added chickpeas or any bean of your choice. But key limes make a great topper. You can add that to a little bit of olive oil and you have a wonderful lime vinaigrette. It's up to you. You can pretty much, again, this is a versatile way to eat, and you can continue to add any ingredients, any toppings, any spices and seasonings. Like, really mix it up and have fun with your seasonings and spices, family, because that's what's going to help you stick to eating whole food plant-based. It's really all about your flavoring and your ability to season in a way that is like art to your taste buds. So art to your eyes and art to your taste buds. So here's my sprinkling of cilantro that I'm adding as a garnish. But we really are engaging in a visual meal as much as we are engaging in the actual physical meal itself. So yes, family, this is a way to draw closer to nature, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And before I go any further, let me show you how I assembled this along with the sweet potato fries. This is my finalized plate, the chakra balancing sensation. You can see all the colors. I'm garnishing it with some fresh turmeric. It's like sunshine in a plate. And then here's one of my seasoning blends that I love to heighten the experience with a wonderful seasoning profile. But you see my sweet potato fries there on the side, and you really cannot feel like you're missing out because we have a lot of textures. Again, with those seasonings that I added, we have that cream dressing to go along with it as well. I personally felt really satisfied and full. Also not like in a boring way, like I had an experience. So it doesn't have to be anything complicated to draw closer to nature. Obviously no dairy. You can, it's got a cream to it. Garlic, delicious. You saw how easy it was. I literally boiled the cashews. Well, I boiled the water and then poured them over cashews for 15 minutes. Amazing, and this is so good. So let's get to the salad making so we can show you the plated finished product. All right, so what I'm doing is preparing my chickpeas. I have rinsed a can of chickpeas. They're organic, and I have lined a sheet with foil, and I am sprinkling garlic powder, nutritional yeast, black pepper, pink Himalayan sea salt, and smoked paprika over the chickpeas. And I'm going to do a light baking so that they can get a nice texture on the outside. And this is the part where you get your hands dirty. Don't be shy. Just toss them around. In the spices, you're also going to want to add about maybe a tablespoon of olive oil or the oil of your choice. And then use your hands and mix it all nicely so that they're all evenly coated. From there, you're going to want to put them in your oven. I'm using my convection oven, and they're going to bake on about 350 for 15-20 minutes. Check the texture to make sure they don't get too hard. Voila, another beautiful layered raw salad. Semi-raw because I roasted my chickpeas and they're not technically raw anymore. I am adding some Kalamata olives. I still have a bed of field greens with arugula underneath, tomato, some of that beautiful nutritious purple cabbage, my chickpeas, and then I have my cashew cream dressing that I'm drizzling over the top. Wonderful, wonderful, beautiful colors. We're activating all of our chakras here. They're all coming into balance. And we're also adding a lot of powerful nutrition to help shrink fibroids naturally. So you're doing a great job with this salad. If you get this going, you can make a small one like this. You can make a big one like I did previously and get it all organized for your family. But it's a great way to get fresh, raw vegetables into your life. And it's very versatile, so you can personalize this with as much variety as you desire. I'm also garnishing this one with some turmeric. This whole bowl is also anti-inflammatory, but the turmeric is the icing on the cake. Like literally, sis, fibroids don't stand a chance. What fibroids? And that's pretty much how I do it. I just experiment. I find things that I love and that are also pleasing to my visual as well as my belly. What do you think? Will you make this salad? Is it too much? And by the way, you don't have to do a cream dressing. You could make a lemon vinaigrette, a lemon poppy seed vinaigrette. You know, you can do it the way you want to do it so that it helps you to succeed at shrinking fibroids. Okay, last but not least, garnishing this with some fresh cilantro on the top. Love the fresh cilantro. You could also do parsley. You could do basil, whatever works for you. They all have their respective properties to bring your body into balance as well. And this is it. I'm so excited. All right, I have to show you this wonderful smoothie recipe I just came up with. And yes, those are rose petals. Watch this. You're gonna start off with a banana. Yes, I'm using a banana. Everything is frozen, by the way. Got me some toasted almond coconut milk here, strawberries and blueberries. And yes, my banana has a little bit of brown. That's not enough to deter me. I'm using my banana. Now here is my smoothie powder blend. It's a green smoothie fibroid detox powder. I do highly recommend you head over to my website and get this powder. It is a blend of hemp protein as well as wonderful green grasses to help your body detox fibroids and also bring nutrients to your body. Pick it up in my shop. Okay, and we're gonna give everything a blend. I did add a little bit of turmeric. I also have that as an option for you to get your green powder with or without turmeric, as well as a few other wonderful herbs. Anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor, most importantly, liver supporting, fertility boosting. You got to get over to the Etsy and pick up that green powder. But this is the lovely, delicious, high vibrational fibroid detox smoothie right here. Yes, you can get rose petals wherever you get flowers from and dry them yourself, or at Latin grocers you can get a little bag of rose petals too, and that's where I got mine. Now here is the smaller blend of the green smoothie powder that I offer. I'm showing you the size in relation to fruit so that you see how much you're getting, but I also have a month's supply that I sell that in as well. And then this is my By Fibroids blend tea that you've got to get into your toolbox. I recommend that you buy the green smoothie blend for your smoothies and also the tea to have all your bases covered to shrink fibroids naturally. And I also have another tea product that's not pictured. It's more womb focused. It is my Fibroid Formula Womb Cleanse tea bags. And that's a 2-week supply of tea bags. That's also helped women shrink fibroids. Both tea products have been successful and I've gotten feedback on both from goddesses who are now fibroid free. But again, I'm now offering this wonderful green smoothie powder that I'm so excited about, because now you can have all of the tools in your arsenal that help me to become naturally fibroid free. Head over to operationfibroidfreedom.com, go over to my Etsy shop, and you can get yours as well. And I want to thank you for watching. As always, I'm sending love, peace, fibroid release to you. And head over to the website if you have any questions. Make sure you're on my mailing list to stay up to date on all of my offerings. And I will see you again very soon.